There was communication from Cheryl Mills that there was a preservation order, correct?
Yes.
And he did indeed use BleachBit on these records.
Sure. That's why the guy wouldn't talk to us without immunity.
And so when you got immunity, what did you learn?
We learned that no one had directed him to do that, that he had done it.
You really think that he just did this by himself?
When you have 5 immunity agreements and no prosecution, when you are allowing witnesses who happen to be lawyers, who happen to be targets, to sit in on an interview, that is not the FBI that I used to work with.
Wow, FBI Director James Comey watched that hearing yesterday, telling lawmakers he welcomes the discussion but not the interference, suggesting the FBI acted on behalf of politics. What a day. South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy was in the hearing yesterday. Sir, how you doing? And welcome back here to America's Newsroom.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Boy, we were talking during the break. You say you understand the decision he made, although you disagree with it. What part of this decision do you agree with?
No, I don't agree with any part of it. I understand it. That's the curse of being a lawyer, is that you are able to understand the other side's argument. I just vigorously disagree with it. His argument is he thinks there's a specific intent element in a gross negligence statute. So it's not that I'm confused about it. I just fundamentally disagree with it.
Okay, now he said that there were classified emails on Cheryl Mills's computer, the aide to Secretary Clinton. But then he would not say whether or not that was a crime, unless he looked at the case more in depth. How do you look at the case when you give someone immunity? It doesn't square.
Yeah, the immunity agreements are very troublesome. There are 5 of them. Initially, they said they gave immunity for the production of the laptop, but laptops don't go to prison. People do. So Cheryl Mills did have classified information on her computer, but this is what your viewers have to come to grips with.
Please, go ahead. Help us understand it.
No one who sent classified information was prosecuted. No one who received classified information was prosecuted. No one who destroyed federal records was prosecuted. Out of all of this, 5 immunity agreements and a really unusual investigation about national security matters with hundreds of classified emails, not one single person is going to face a legal consequence.
That means this case is dead in the water. Right?
It is dead in the water, other than what I have said in the past. There are multiple groups in our culture who provide oversight. There's the executive branch, there's Congress, there's you and the media. But on November the 8th, the real jury gets to weigh in. And if they think that this Department of Justice has been politicized, they are welcome to replace it with another Department of Justice.
Well, he has said for months now that no prosecutor would go forward with this case.
Well, I heard 5 yesterday that disagreed with him.
Well, understood.
Yep.
But his position is that you can't get some sort of guilty verdict based on the evidence that he has. Now, how is it that he can see it that way, and folks like yourself and 4 others, as you just mentioned? What accounts for this split decision when you've got a private server, a Secretary of State in the basement of your home? I mean, make sense of that.
Well, if you'll remember, what I asked him yesterday is, tell me what you would have needed to be able to make a prosecution. Tell me what was lacking.
And he
said a consciousness of wrongdoing, a consciousness that the act being committed was unlawful. And then my response to that was, you never have anybody admit, hey, I know this is wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. You have to prove it by circumstantial evidence, such as the destruction of evidence, the serial lying about what you have done. That is some of the best evidence a prosecutor will ever get about the consciousness of guilt of a subject. Is, did you lie about it? Did you lie about it even when you didn't have to lie about it? And did you destroy documents? All of which exist in this case. So let's assume he's right, that there's an intent element in a gross negligence statute. You still could prove it through circumstantial evidence. He says he couldn't. There are 5 prosecutors on the Judiciary Committee, all of whom were former federal prosecutors, too, by the way, and we've reached a different conclusion. And it's not political. You know, he said at the end, I hope when this political season ends, it's not about politics to me, Bill. It's about whether or not you can respect an entity that is supposed to be above politics, and that would be the Department of Justice.
I've got a lot more questions. Unfortunately, we're out of time. We've got some breaking news.